Hi everyone, Tony Vlahos here, Chief Marketing Officer of ExecuNet, and I have the distinct pleasure of speaking today with Claudio Fernández-Aráoz, and he of course is Senior Advisor at the Global Executive Search firm Egon Zehnder, a world-renowned expert on identifying and developing talent, and author of the amazing new book, It's Not the How or the What, but the Who. So a lot of the CEOs and executives that are watching our interview today are likely in transition. They're thinking about making a change, they really need to. And they're wondering, how do I take all these great qualifications and the things that are on my resume and present them in a way that actually relates to an employer what my potential is? How would you address that question?
Yes, it's an excellent question, because if you look at the way people make people decisions, for millennia, people decisions were made on physical strength. If you wanted to erect a pyramid, dig a canal, harvest a crop, fight a war. And this unconsciously still works. You know that the average CEO in the US is 2.5 inches taller than the average executive. What does that have to do with performance? The average general is 2.5 inches taller than the average soldier. What does this have to do when wars today are pushing buttons where probably the little guy has the advantage, right? It's ridiculous, and that's why you see so many more men than women. Unconsciously this works. The second era of people decisions was because jobs were standardized based on experience, right? And this is the problem. Most people are still there, and they say, I don't hire you because you don't have the experience. Now, some more sophisticated people started looking at competence, and so they decompose a job into the required competencies to predict success, and they would appoint from within or hire from outside people with the right competency fit, which may be in different jobs. So the first recommendation to your question is to make sure that you can demonstrate that in a different job you have demonstrated these competencies. But in the end, the most successful future leaders and organizations are those who, in addition to looking for competence, look for potential. And so the first thing that you should do is watch for those leaders that believe in this. If you look at Google, for example, if you analyze the book that just came out, How Google Works, by Eric Schmidt and others, if you look chapter 5, which is on talent, you will see that intuitively they got most of these elements of potential. So go to that place, which is a place where it will also give you the right motivation to work because of the great autonomy and the great purpose that they have. And there are many other companies like this. Go to places, Amazon is another company, there are many companies though, and go to those leaders who really believe in nurturing and making the best every day better by giving them further challenges.
Do companies do an especially good job of attracting the best people with the best potential? For example, if you read the typical job description, everyone's looking for an innovative, game-changing team player, but it doesn't tell you too much about the person that they're looking for, and more than that, the potential they're seeking. Is that a fair assessment I've made?
Well, of course. I mean, I teach every year at the wonderful executive program at Harvard Business School on talent management. It's titled Driving Performance Through Talent Management. It's an exceptional one-week program attended by general managers, chief human resources officers, and chief talent officers. And every year we have an incoming class of about 60 people from 40 plus different countries from great companies. And we do a survey, but in that survey, everybody in the organizations have a high potential program and has a definition of potential. But when we ask them whether they have a robust model for assessing potential, and by this I mean a model which has been empirically validated, where after categorizing your people in low potential, medium potential, high potential, typically being low potential, someone who is not expected to be further promoted in the next 5 years. Medium potential, 1 expected promotion in the next 5 years. High potential, 2 or more expected promotions. An empirically robust, validated model is one where 5 years down the road, after you make that classification, you compare the career evolution with your assessment. So in our firm, we've developed a model that has an 85% predictive accuracy. But what we find, even in these people who attend the Harvard Business School program, is that 70 to 80% of those don't have a robust model. So they have their own definitions, which are synonyms of high potential, creative problem solvers, high achievers, whatever. But they are not assessing people properly. That's one problem. They don't have the right model. Second, they don't properly train people in assessment. And even if you have the right model, if you put a monkey to assess potential based on these criteria, you will get monkeys. And there's lots of research that shows that while the best interviewers, for example, have a great predictive accuracy, the worst interviewers are worse than flipping a coin. They are so bad that if they tell you, hire that person, fire the bastard, right? And vice versa. They say,
Right.
Tony is useless. Retain Tony, promote Tony, increase his salary, and make him a high potential. Right? So companies should really become much better at using a reliable model and at training their people or using outside resources for assessing potential.